Beaver Creek Barlow with the red bone handles, or excuse me, orange bone handles. And I was looking at Wayne Letterman had a stag handle, Beaver Creek Barlow. And that got me kind of thinking, maybe Jimmy did. Excuse me. You make it, or you make it a beaver, I guess you don't make it a beaver. What it is. I sat in there and I was dancing. It was getting cold. Yep, lost an hour this weekend. We're at 163 minutes. John's life. Yep. Yeah, I got my Taurus 82 38 special. I bought that thing and gave it to my mom. Big massive thing. My wife left it in the glove box of the truck, and the truck was having a problem. And it sat and one of the windows cracked a little bit in the truck. I pulled up the 38 out and it was just
Where the hell's everybody at? Still on Cornbreads or what?
made a video.
Where the hell's everybody at? Still on Cornbreads or what?
And I soaked it in rust remover and yada 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 yada. And
Yo,
I've got some of the canned do-it-yourself Cerakote. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm going to Cerakote the slide and everything before I put all the parts kit in there. And once you Cerakote it, then you need to go back and all the...
oh, not much. Getting ready to do a project here. Wee hours of the morning.
But, yeah, I got everything done. I just need to Cerakote it, and I've been waiting for a while.
I'm doing good. How about you? Jane King, where are you from?
Motor oil is what I like to keep on my gun. It stays around well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of particular. The Lucas oil, you know, make all the racing oils and motor oils on. Lucas makes a red gun oil, and it's real cheap. And for like semi-autos and stuff.
Korea,
cool. Good luck with that because, like, when you use a thicker oil, like I'm a big.
I always wanted to go to Korea. Maybe one day I will.
When you use a thicker oil, all you powder residue.
Okay, you too, bud. God bless.
Pocket lint and all kind of stuff sticks to it, and it makes a gummy mess. MT 586. We're live. How can I go live when my mods are here? What is your time right now, Gordon? You got something coming, Billy. Matter of fact, I was just telling everybody, well, I don't know if you were here or not, but I've got a package that's going to be going out hopefully this week. I can get everything done to Jim, Barlow Brigade, Jerry Phillips, who was at the meetup today.
Chill, man. What? Where are you from?
And
I'm from Chicago, man. Where are you from?
Slips and about that many stickers. So yeah, I got some stuff coming out this week, but yeah, I've been kind of behind.
I'm watching another live right now.
Couple of weeks.
Next door to me.
Motor oil is pretty thick. My SP22.
No, let me see, India?
308. Okay, so you're
Pakistan?
that makes sense. Well, speaking of which, I think it's 409 here. She's so fine, 409. I think I'm gonna hang it up, you
Yeah, I
guys.
figured it was India.
I
Sounds
kind of got
familiar.
goofy now.
The name?
Well, it was goofy to start with, but I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out, and shooting the breeze, and SP 2022 is like a P229. It's been cheaper. Yeah, I cleaned this afternoon. One more thing. I've got a, well, start, man, I came close to pulling it out right then. The last week or so, I like to change around my carry guns. And I've carried a Glock 19 for a long time, and I'll switch out to my Derringer. Right now I'm running the Walther P22.
Oh, you like
And
Evangelion?
I ran
No,
two
I don't
magazines just
talk that shit
plinking
in my
with it.
page here. Sorry.
Because I knew I needed to clean it. And
This is
that
about
is
knives,
just
brother.
aggravating.
We talk knives here.
Every time I take
Making
it
knives.
I fuss about it. Because the way the spring,
Fixing knives, repairing knives,
because your springs like
restoring
this
knives,
long,
all kinds of
and
knives.
your recoil rods in, or your recoil rods this long, and you got to get that spring up in the front of the slide and get everything together without the spring kinking. Because if you slide it together with a kink, you're gonna be buying another spring. And usually I can take like a little artist paintbrush and stick it through the hole that lines up with the recoil spring and through that spring to keep everything straight and slide it back together. It kicks my butt today. I mean, God almighty, I ain't never had. But that's the one downside about that daggone pistol is cleaning it, putting it back together. It's a pain in the butt. It's like my Glock 19. I can take that, I can tear it down, and I practice doing it. But I can tear that thing
Knives.
with one hand.
See,
I get it
that's
to
what
the
this is
point where
about.
I can pull the slide releases up and then move the slide just enough to clear the little ears where the slide will come off. Take it apart, and I have two pieces in my hand. But not that Walther P22. And my Walther
Cool.
PPK was the same way. Well, they're exactly the same gun, just different calibers. But they're awesome guns. But man, I missed your lives. Yeah, that just yeah. I need to rename my lives. What would be a good name? Oh, I could put like Bigfoot's head on Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Do I live
Oh,
like
down the
India?
rabbit hole with corn
No, I
pop.
don't live like India. I live like American. But I have a great respect for the Indian culture.
It's between the guy right, but that's funny you mentioned it. The other day, my son came out. I gave him
Yes, I do.
Remington 1187
I like the Indian culture.
shotgun a couple of years ago. He's never really shot it much.
What up,
He wants to go
SC?
this year, so we brought it out here and put the turkey choke in it and do some Magnum 44, the nitro turkey Remington.
This is not a live feed?
And
If it's not, what is
he
it?
shot a few times, patterned the gun and everything. And
You even know why you're here?
when we got started, he don't shoot with me a lot, so even though
What are you here for, news and reviews?
I still like to. I tell him, I don't think it ain't meant to be like you're a little kid. I just safety.
Name car for edit?
They call them mistakes.
What's that mean? Have no clue.
Instead of on purpose.
Is that a new kind of knife
I'm
or
going
what?
through, everything and the lead
Your answer's to what? What do you want to
I
answer?
got that little silver button for the bolt release when you load it up. And I was standing there talking to him, and I hit that silver button, and my thumb was partially in the hole. Yeah, I got a big old blue blood blister that covers the whole tip of my thumb. The live hooker shot. Yeah, that name of the channel has been both beneficial and detrimental.
Oh my God, SC, what the hell's going on here? Good way to start, huh?
Let me say sure got it.
Show feet.
70 tactical.
What do you got, a foot fetish? You need to go somewhere else.
What is that guy's name? Mike Glover. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
How you doing, Tom?
YouTube channel and
are you here for my life?
daggum, I can't
you know what it's about?
but he's a former Green Beret guy and real highly decorated guy. And he's wrote books and all kinds of
Oh
stuff.
God.
But
Here we go.
Mike Glover and another guy put on a clinic down in Elberton, Georgia, at this like uh, uh, he's the special forces guy. But they put on a clinic down there, and I went down there mainly. I wanted to get better with the pistol because I suck. I'm a horrible pistol shot. But
What game? What game you
it was
playing?
a half-day tactical shotgun and half-day tactical pistol.
Oh
They
God.
They get a little tie guy that's like a knife
People are
guy
killing me,
that doesn't
Justin.
talk to you. And I enjoyed the shotgun part. Oh man, that was so fun. Learning, just learning the mechanics of how to quickly get your shotgun back in battery and all that. It's just fun. And but yeah, I had that bought an 870 tactical and put the side saddle on there.
I see that. Thanks.
And I had the little
I'm doing the same thing, hiding them from the
and it's
channel.
full. And then I bought the chest carrier.
Waiting for cornbread to get down here.
Holds 40 rounds of shotgun shells on it. And man, there's a deer standing right there.
It's gonna be a late one.
There's an old abandoned single wide across the road.
Arizona's still there. Man, I missed your lives, cornbread.
Sit right in front of it. Let me.
I'm gonna say waiting for you, Louis.
Or him, whatever it is. Do y'all see it? I'm walking away now. Anywho, yeah, I showed up looking like Rambo on acid or something with all these shotgun shells hanging everywhere and everything. And
Okay, Louis.
He's really
Might as well show you here.
He seems like a butthole in his channel, but he's a real nice guy. And
Here's my draw horse.
He said, "Are you
I've got a few draw knives here. One on the horse. And I got my stick that I found
I jammed that thing up. I have never been able
that I'm gonna carve up.
pump action shotgun the way I would that thing. 'Cause, I mean,
Waiting for cornbread to get down here.
Fast. And like when you see these special forces guys, like, the way they hold stuff, they're always.
Oh man. Might as well put this in my stand, get it ready.
When you grab your gun, and there's a gun in there, your hand ain't like this. When there's a gun there, because it's a muscle memory. And, but yeah, we have. Oh man, that's like $600 spent. Yeah, I had it all Wingmaster before they started putting screw and chokes in.
Oh yeah.
It was a 28 inch.
Okay, get her adjusted here.
Take that back. 28 inch modified.
Chad, let me see.
But yeah, the whole Wingmaster, man.
Let me see here. What in the hell's going on here?
Wow.
Hide all chat. There we go.
Heck yeah. All that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been looking. I've got a Mossberg 835.
Okay.
It was back
All
in
right.
2012.
Now,
Yeah.
might as well plug my phone in.
One that's got like the old Fred Bear camo and all. And it
My
was
battery don't die on me like last night.
Federation shotgun of the year or something. And I've been looking high and low for a rifle.
What the hell's going on?
And yeah, I'd go to Cabela's and buy a rifle slug barrel. It's cheaper to buy a whole new shotgun.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
What a bit of Tommy. What?
I built 3 SKS.
Holy cow.
I had one of the paratrooper.
Where are these losers coming from, Louis?
I started off with a box full of junk and used eBay to source all the other stuff. The problem with eBay with that kind of military stuff is like the SKSs and whatnot. There's so many different, it's like AK, there's so many different makers. It's like,
Come on, cornbread, Jesus. Criminy.
Chinese SKS. And, yeah.
I need to get my
All the parts from
other one ready.
Whole pond of guns don't always work with each other. You got to do some hand, lapping and machining and stuff. And some of them are so far off, you just got to start over. Yeah, that Moses, there's the gun store I do all my business with here, which we don't have any gun stores. But I walked in there one day, and they had a small firing range. And, it was like a 10-yard firing range, one lane. So you had to call ahead and see if it was available. But anyway, I went down there just to bring some film. And he had 8 or 10 boxes, wooden boxes with the lids removed, just laying in the floor. And I was like, what have you got here? He said, they're Mosin McDonald's. They just came off the boat. I mean, they were still covered
Oh, yeah.
inch of cosmoline. And every one of them had the everything with it. Ammo pouches, cleaning kits, complete with oil can. That's sometimes hard to find. And what do you want for them? He said, I don't try to get $89. And they were the 9130, the long barrel sniper version. And I said, I'll buy one of them. So I bought one of them. And we went on a website. I can't remember where it was.
We'll get started here in a minute.
Anyway, it might have been cheaper than dirt. But we went on this website and we bought the Spam cans. It was 880 rounds, 440 round Spam cans. And when I found out how fun those things were to shoot, I went back down there. He still had a bunch of them. I bought another 9130, $89. And a month later, 2 months later, I went back there. He was out of those, but he had gotten in a couple of boxes of M77s. It's the same gun, but it's a little short carbine version. And I love that thing. I gave my brother one of the 9130s, gave my son the other one, and I still got the carbine.
Man.
Yep, another record trail. Guys, I got 1, 2, they're just standing right there looking at me. 2, 3, 4, 4. Yep. Yeah, 4. It is. I don't know if y'all can see them with this phone or not. If y'all can see them, say something. Say you see them. But it's hard for me to tell what. There's one. I'll look at the front and I'll be, oh, yeah.
Oh.
There's 4 deer standing over there. I mean, they're just right there under that daylight. The one's over at the edge of the daylight. Anywho. Good night, Cornbread. I'm going live now. I'll send you my address. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm about to get off here. You guys go check out Kodiak Edge. Go check out Kodiak Edge Bladesmithing. He's about to go live. And he does pretty cool stuff. Okay, Cornbread mostly jig. What color? Huh?
Okay. Still here, Justin?
What do you mean, Jim? But, yeah, you guys go over and check out Kodiak Edge Gordon. He's about to go live. And I'm going to check you guys later. And, yeah, Jim, I don't know what you mean there. Okay, Cornbread mostly jigged. What color? Yeah, I'm a long way from yesterday morning's medication. Oh, whoa. I said, make it a surprise. That's always better anyway. Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about. I was like, huh? Alright. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging around me this long. I can't imagine there's still 20 people here. That just funky. Yeah, 4:24 in the morning. Well, until next time, I'm going to have another video coming out today-ish. And I've been working on it too. Yeah, orange work. Oh, you know, Jim, orange work. I got my muffler clogged up. Orange is always a good choice. Hour messed up it. Yeah, that hour and the last 3 hours with cornbread doing this, that'll mess you up too. But I appreciate y'all watching, man. And, we're gonna do this again a little bit more often. I probably won't do it as much as a lot of the guys do because, yeah, we wind up with these 3 hours. I talk your brains out things, and everybody's bored to death probably. Y'all just being nice and hanging around. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. Bye bye.
Okay, yo, Jimbo. I'm getting ready to start here. First of all, I wanted to do a little showing what I got today. Check this out. This sub, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Check out what I got today. You remember seeing the knife doctor? He was proud to get one of these knives, and I got one in mint shape in the box. The Al Linner from In Fisherman series, as seen on TV. I'll take it out of the package here. From Chicago Cutlery. I've been searching for one of these knives for years. And then I see one come across Kevin, the Knife Doctor's page. And I'm like, well, I'll be darned, man. He got one. And I had this hidden at my buddy's knife shop. It's a Traveler, all-purpose folding knife. Kevin showed one on his page by Chicago Cutlery. It's even got a half stop. I love it. But mint, the Traveler, Chicago Cutlery. It's sweet. So this one ain't gonna get used. It'll go in my collection, in my cabinet here, and whatnot. So I'll put it back in this package here and put it on display in my knife cabinet. Now, Jim, I wanted to talk to you about that knife you sent me. Did you want me to put a handle on it for you and send it back to you? Or I can't remember what we talked about. Whatever you want to do, buddy. This Work Tough survival companion here. This from Work Tough. Big old slip joint. Yeah, it's a folding fillet knife for the outdoors. The Traveler all-purpose folding knife by Al Linder here, as advertised on TV. In the package. Never used. We can both get some content from it. Yeah, I mean, I'll do what you want to it and send it back to you, buddy. Tonight I'm going to have a little fun with it and show people what it's actually made for. This is something that you would put in your, you know, your survival bag, or what people would call a bug out bag. And, or, you know, you could hang it from a lanyard from your chest, you know, in a survival situation. So it's there. But basically, it's made from a, I believe it's a Japanese steel. And it's SK85 steel, which is a non-stainless steel, tool steel that's used for everything, for like from axes to even scalpels. You know, for the doctors are made from the steel. And it's not stainless. It will rust. But it's basically a survival thing. You know, you would make a spear with it, and these holes are basically for tying paracord onto a shaft for it. You know, it's something to throw in a bug out bag for survival situation. What? How old is this? It's new. It just came out. You can buy these new for $50 right now. Yeah, I can make a knife from it if that's what you want me to do. After my video tonight, I'll make a knife for it. If you don't want to use it for survival purposes, I'll just, you know, I'll put you a small handle on it, maybe some micarta or something. Send it back to you. The handle would be a little bit longer, and you know, you'd have a little bit of a shank. I mean, oh, that's from the 70s. Late 70s. They came out on television. Chicago Cutler's right by me. So, I mean, it's only an hour away. Oh, that's no problem. Survival ain't your thing. I don't care. You know, I just want to know what you'd like to do with it, and I'll make your dream come true on it. That's all. And then once you get it, then you can do a nice little video on it or something, you know. But I got that. And thanks for the stickers, buddy. I got one on my knife cabinet already. But yeah, I wanted to show off that. I want to show you what, if people was to buy one of these, what they would do with it in the wild. So I'm actually gonna carve up a spear for it right now here in my shop. But I'll take my phone off the stand here and show you what I got. No, I don't take it off the stand. I'll just move the stand. But I can't. I gotta take it off the stand. But anyways, turn this camera around here. There we go. If I can expand it. There we go, buddy. I'm all good. I got you next to SC Knife Monkey and Arizona EDC, and then I got Jedi Jim there. So I'll get Cornbreads here soon. He's gonna be sending me one. And of course I got the Deep South Cutlery on both sides. But I cleaned her up tonight. Got everything out my display case, and everything's in there. So here's what I got. My shaving horse here. I'm going to be shaving. I got a branch there out of the backyard. I'm going to be shaving on my shaving horse, a spear. And I'll talk about how it can be done if you're out in the wild too. If somebody's out in the wild, they need to make a spear for survival. And they want to get this for a bug out bag. Or a survival bag. I don't call it bug out bag. These knife enthusiasts do. Survival rucksack. But anyways, yeah, I'll do a video of making the knife too after what I do tonight. Yep, definitely. So I'll get 2 videos. One tonight, live, show you all what I'm going to do with it. And then I'll have a video of when I make it into a knife. But they're pretty cool. It's not stainless, so you'd have to keep it slightly oiled. It came in an oiled plastic wrapping, I noticed. But yeah, this is basically a survival thing here. And people can buy these right now for $49.95. They got them, you know, Work Tough has them on their site. Knife Center actually sells these too if you are looking at this and you're interested in it. So it's basically a survival spear for out in the wild. You know, you'll get a stick, and I'm going to show you here how it's done. And these holes are purposely made for wrapping paracord around it. Oh yeah, it's sharp. I mean, this is like it's comparable to 1084 high carbon steel. You know what I mean? It's sharp. It's sharp. Let me get a good bite here. Anyways, it's double-edged sword head, basically. I Work Tough. So anyways, I'll get on with this video and show you what I'm going to do. So anyways, what I'm going to do for this is I've got this twig here I got out in the backyard. So, and I got my custom hatchet here. This was a steel hatchet. It was an orange with the orange handle, and I cut it out and reshaped it and made it the way I wanted it. Where I wrapped it in leather. But I made it green. Originally, when I made it, I made a sheath for it, and it was orange to match it when it was a steel. But anyways, so what you do is, if you're out in the wild, you know, you'll find a nice straight stick or a tree limb, and I got this one here with the little bit of a crook in it. That's about right for where I'd hold my hand if I was to throw it. So I'll get all these knots off of it. Okay. That basically takes care of that. Now, this is called a draw horse here. And let me see if I get the camera up a little higher on it. This is what I use for, I purposely made this for making bows. You know, I used to make bows, and I don't make many of them anymore as I'm getting older and stuff, but this is called a draw knife here, see? And they come in different sizes. You know, you got different ones for different angles you're approaching your wood. Here's the bigger one with the straighter shaft for taking off more bulk. And then here's another straight one. The straight ones really take off a lot more of your bulk. And then the curved ones here does a little more of the precision cutting. So anyways, so what I'll do here is I'll stick this in here, and then I put my foot on it in the bottom here and I hold it in place. So I can really take off a lot of, most all of this bark here. Now if you was out in the wild doing this, you can find the crook of a tree. You just wedge it across on the crook of a tree and do the same thing. As you can see, this takes its bark off really good. Really fast. So now I'll just move it down my body here, take more up. This is a fairly wet tree. It's moist. Like I said, if you don't have, obviously you won't have one of these out in the wild, right? So you just find a tree that's got a nice crook in it, like a Y. You can stick it in and just wedge your body against it. And you can use a bushcraft knife doing this too. If you don't have one of these. Of course, out in the wild, you would use a bushcraft knife. Then you just take the handle of your knife and use it. It'd take a lot longer to do this with the bush, you know, your survival knife or your bushcraft knife, but it can be done. Like I say, if I was in the wild with the bushcraft knife, I just take my bushcraft knife out. I can do the same thing just by doing this. This is one of my bushcraft. This is my personal bushcraft knife. 1095 steel. And again, you would be in the crook of a tree because you won't have one of these out in the woods. I'm just showing you on this. And yes, my bushcraft knives that I make are sharp. Every one of my knives you get from me, they will shave your arm hairs off. Or anything else you want to shave off. Okay, almost done. Okay. All right, I got most of that off. Now, of course, there won't be no dry time on this wood if you're out in the wild, right? You just use whatever's available, and when this is wet, it's actually more resilient, a little heavier. It's got sap in it, you know, in the warmer parts of the year. In the winter, not so much sap. Believe it or not, this thing was starting to take sap back up in it. Once the temperature hits 40 here, some of these smaller trees will take on sap. But you can see I'm doing it with my bushcraft knife. No problem. You don't need a draw knife and a draw table. Probably cut that off there at the knot. Okay, that feels pretty good. See, I got this limb here with this crook in it, which is actually perfect for putting your hand in to balance it when you're throwing it. Ah, come on. All right. Now, get my axe again. Got a nice blunt end on it here. There we go. Now I'm going to take this. I think I'm going to just take a little more of this knot off. Now, I think that'll work. So, I got that. What I'm going to do now get my spearhead. Let me see here. John, what will this be? It's a spear. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here with the spearhead we got. Okay. So this is going to go on. This is a survival spear you get from Work Tough. And its purpose spear a pharaoh hog or something. Turkey, anything to survive. So what I want to do is, since I'm not in a while, I'm going to mark out here where I want this to come. One here. One there. Okay. And my square shaft here. So now I'll show you. I'm going to use an old-fashioned tool here, a brace. And I got my brace bits here. Now, obviously, you won't have these in the wild. You won't carry a set with you, right? But I'll pull out the one I need here. Which is basically the smallest size I got. This is my set right here for my brace. Craftsman. Now I'll put these in this in the brace, but I'm going to show you what you would do also if you're in the wild and you got to survive. And you got the proper knife on you. I'll show you the proper knife to do this. But for here, I'm just going to use this. So, I'm going to make a series of holes here to receive that spearhead. Clean it out a little bit. Okay. Now I'll get another tool that you will have with you in the wild. Okay, let me see if what questions he's got here. You need a broom anyway, laughing out loud. All you ain't gonna have the wall in the wild either, just get her done. Well, that's just it. It's not about what I'm using here. I'm just showing you the practicality of it and how this is actually used. And how you put it together. Now I showed you using my bushcraft knife to take the bark off the branch, so that you can do in the wild. You know, you just pick the right stick. In my case, I got this one with the crook in the middle of it, so it helps assist with throwing it straight nice. I purposely found one like that. So that said, these you will have on you. You should have one in your bug out or your survival bag, without a doubt. So now these two can be used as a spear, okay? And I'll show you how. In need, really, you can get a lot of small game with this knife. You see here, you got this corkscrew on here, right? And then also you got a reaming tool. So we'll find the reaming tool here. I believe it's here somewhere. Right there. So what you'll do, let's say this is the end of my spear, right? Which in this case, this is a little bit fatter than the other end that I just drilled, that I'm going to show you how to put the blade on. But let's say this is my end where I want to use this as a spear. You'll take your reaming tool and you'll start reaming a hole in the end of it, right? Like this. Now everybody should, like I said, have one of these in their bug out or survival bag. So you'll start reaming a hole with this reaming tool. You know, you don't have to go really too deep, and I'll show you why. But you start reaming that out. Get it about a ½ inch or better. Realistically, you'd almost want to bury this reaming tool. And it's about 2 inches. And this is how you're going to make a spear out of this. You know, there's a lot of uses out of this tool for survival. And this is one of them. So I thought I'd hit you with this too, as well as what I'm going to do with this blade by Worktop that's actually designed for this. Why you'd either carry it as a neck knife on you in the wild or keep it in your bug out bag. You see, I'm getting pretty deep there now with this ream out tool. This ream out tool, you know, it's designed for specifically reaming out tools. And then they got another one on a specific one for sewing. It's got a hole in here. Put your thread in there, you know, just punching through leather and sewing. A lot of you know that already. But I had an auger, or Scotch-eyed auger, also known as the settler's wrench, field bushcrafty tool for drilling holes. Yeah, they actually make knives and knife kits. They make a knife that you can get. It's and I want to say Swiss Army makes it. They make a knife with an attachment on the end of the handle that takes a 3/8 auger end, and it comes with an auger bit, so you can drill holes. Need be in the wild. I'm pretty sure it was Swiss Army that makes it. I might be wrong. But I'm almost there. This is something you'd have to do if you needed to survive, right? And you only had this for a spear and not one of these. I'm almost there. I mean, really, if you don't have one of these in your bug out bag, I mean, why even have a bug out bag, or why have a survival bag at all on you? No, it's not a marble. Oh, yeah, it is a marble. I'm sorry. It's a marble. I sent in the Marble Miles and got this thing years ago. I got another one that doesn't have this on it. Of course, it's the regular Swiss Army, but it's the Swiss Army, folks. Now, I should have enough to show you at least anyway. If not deep enough to go all, I don't have to go all the way through, but all right, you got that reamed out, right? Now you take the corkscrew here, right? You got the corkscrew, now you put that in that hole, right? Now you drill it in there. The reamer makes a nice hole for it. And I don't think I got it deep enough. But this is wet enough, I think I can get it to seat all the way down. Okay, almost there. I think I'm a little tight. Yeah. I've actually got a little bit of the wood there in my way. Now we can put that back on. I mean, anything to survive, right? I mean, you can use this for fish, small game like squirrels and rabbits. You can sit motionless next to a tree and just wait on your prey to come by, bait them, whatever you got to do. All right, as you can see, the corkscrew went all the way through, right? And the knife's pretty much flush with the shank of the spear, handle itself. Now, and this is why it's, have paracord in your bag at all times, at all cuts, right? So now I'll take this. And literally, a damn light. Probably could have got a little more. So you wrap that paracord around that Swiss Army knife. And I'm not going to do no fancy knot here. I mean, I can, but no sense in it. You get the idea. And now you got a spear for the wild with your Swiss Army knife. It won't come off. It won't go forward, backwards. And this will kill a small game easily. You know what I mean? It's a matter of being by the tree, cocked and loaded, waiting for that motionless. And you want to have your body up against the tree. You know what I mean? You want to be motionless against the tree and usually facing where the wind is blowing to you. Okay? You don't want the wind or the sun at your back. You want if you can, you want the sun. No, yeah, you want the wind and the sun at your face because the wind comes to you. Anything behind you will smell you, but anything in front of you won't. So, I mean, if you're good at scouting trails and you know where the small game's using what trail and when and how, then you understand where to position yourself. But you want keep your body in line with the tree. Either lay down on the ground and keep your back against the tree, or stand up against the tree with your full body, a tree wide enough that covers your whole outline. Because most wild game, if you have the sun at your back and the wild game's looking at you, they don't more or less see front to back motion. They can't figure it out. I mean, I've walked up on deer, still hunting with my bows, right up on them. I mean, within 5 yards, because you don't walk side to side. When you walk side to side, you give your body your profile away. When you're walking straight up on your game and you have the woods at your background, right? And the sun's in your back facing them, you totally break up your human outline because the sun, for one, is blinding them, more to say than anything. And the woods is at your back. As long as you don't move side to side, they'll never make out your body profile until you go like this with your arms. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. You just want to stay motionless, body in line with that tree, either sitting down or standing up, and just wait. Wait. You know where they're at. You know they're coming. You scouted your area a little bit for survival purposes, and then you got your Swiss Army knife to kill them. You know what I mean? So that's one way of using a Swiss Army knife to protect yourself in the wild. And you can use it for spearing fish, spearing fish, spearing rabbit, squirrels, whatever. Anything and everything will feed you, right? When you're in a survival mode. So that's how you use a Swiss Army knife. With the reaming tool and the corkscrew. And there's a lot of other features on here I can show you for survival too, but of course you got your magnifying glass. You can easily start a fire with it, right? Put that right on your tinder and get her going. Providing it's not cloudy out, but make a spearhead like Jim sent you out of a saw blade. Yeah, I will. Yeah, this is it's like a hard carbon steel, and it's not rust proof. But this is just purposely made by Work Tough for being out in the wild. It's a Japanese steel, SK85, I believe. It's just like 1084, almost like 1095 high carbon steel. But this is used in the industry in Japan and all over the Asian countries for making axes and precision cutting tools like what's that one? Scalpels for the doctors. Now here you can see I drilled out my holes here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this. I got that knot kind of in a way, but I think I'll make it work. But I can use my Swiss Army here to remount the backside a little more. The Swiss Army knife, you got to have one with you. That's all there is to it. There's just so much more you can do than you can with just your bushcraft knife, right? bushcraft. These things from Work Tough are $49.95 right now online. You can get them on Knife Center and right from Work Tough. I got that one sent to me by Jim. I'm actually gonna do a video building a handle for it, and y'all get to see the video of me building a handle for it. And then I'm gonna send it back to Jim, and he's gonna do a review on it and show everybody in a video. All right, I got that pretty well done there. Now what I need to do with this is get my splice working here for the blade now. I got a knot there, but it shouldn't hamper me. Yeah. That Swiss Army works wonders. So many uses with them. You see, I'm starting to cut a section here to put that blade in. And I got a knot here. It's going to keep it from splitting. Hopefully. Okay, I got a mallet here. Something like this you make out of a log, you know, out in the wild, cut your section of log off. But since I have this in the shop, yeah, I'm gonna use it, right? So you'd use your bushcraft knife now here and open this up a little bit. You don't want to go crazy here because you don't want to split off this end. Just get it cleaned out good enough to receive that knife. If you want to buy a bushcraft knife from me, get a hold of me. I make them out of 1095 and 1084 high carbon. Essentially the same material that K-Bar uses on all their fighting and survival knives. I'm a big believer in high carbon steels. Take care of the blade, it'll take care of you. That easy. I got this knot here, so hopefully I'm good to go. Kind of wishing I didn't have the knot, but it is what it is. When it don't work out, I'll take it where there's no knot right here and have to start over, but I don't think I have to. Okay, it's splitting pretty good now. So now I'll get that blade in there. It's messing with me, of course. That knot's messing with me, folks. I was hoping it wouldn't, but I think I got it now. Okay, I'm clear right there. Now, let me get a... There we go. Screwdriver goes in there. And there. Okay, now, what I'm going to do... I got a piece of this wood here. I'm going to shave the bark off of it. This can all be done out in the wild. Get it the right shape. I'm essentially making a wooden peg here. Because if you look on that knife blade, it's got a wooden peg hole. And the two holes are basically made for paracord. Now I'll drive this wooden peg through that. Stop. Yeah, it kind of did me in there. Just this peg alone will hold it. Now you see I got the wood peg going through the knife. And I still got these holes here. Where did I put my screwdriver? This is just like double assurance here. And basically that's what these holes are for. You know what I mean? Putting paracord in it. Or even putting it in the paracord through it. And then you can paracord it to the side of a shaft too. You don't have to go elaborate like I did. But now, once you get your paracord started in it, and you get everything wrapped real tight, it ain't going nowhere, folks. It is not going anywhere. So you'll get a good, probably 7 feet of paracord. Just to make sure you have enough. You don't need a lighter, but it's nice to have a lighter with you when you're in the wild. I'll sit down here in a minute and talk to y'all. I know it's getting late. I appreciate y'all stopping in. I wanted to start 2 hours earlier, but somebody was, you know, already online. And once I wrap this, this will not continue to split. Let me see how much to make one a tempered blade for Jim's. Let me figure it out first before I start throwing prices. People ask me that shit all the time, and I'm like, nah. Work Tough sells these for $50. I can make one just like this for $50 tempered. No sense in charging more. Now, as I wrap this, I'm pulling as tight as I can and holding it bite over bite. Pull that cord as tight as you can get it. And then I come back, pull it tight, and then I'll go over the bite. Every time you go over a bite, you make your wrapping that much tougher. I see I got that dowel in there, see? So this thing is not going to go forward no matter what, or backwards. And essentially, this paracord wrapping is making this thing tight. So tight that this won't split out on you. Again, back and over the bite. Do a couple here. I got that knot right there. Now, I'm holding this tight. I got my next hole right there. I need to light this thing too. I'm still holding this paracord nice and tight. Now I'm going through that hole. Come out the other side. Now, you can see that. I'm still holding that tight. I'm loosening up this last bit. I'm going under it. And then I'm going to go under it again. Every time you put a bite on a bite, they call it in the Navy, it makes that knot that much stronger. Now, I'm going to go back around, come back to my front. Yeah, I won't do that. No need for that. I'm just going to do a series of knots while I'm holding it tight. There we go. There you have it, folks. You can see now, this thing's solid. It's ready to kill. I mean, it ain't gonna go like this, because that square peg is in that square hole that was in the square slot that was in the blade. You know what I mean? And it ain't gonna come out because it's got the paracord here in there and the peg in the middle. So it's triple whammy, see? So it'd probably take you, maybe, if you just had a Swiss Army knife, it'd probably take you about an hour or longer, probably. You know what I mean? But that's ready to kill a big game. You know. Nice. Nice. So there it is, folks. 2 ways to survive in the wild. I built this thing purposely. You know, back 25 years ago, I used to make bows. I got a few of them upstairs that I made. And I made a few for others. You basically, I can adjust this here for the height. If I got something bigger I want to carve, say like if I'm doing one of these bowls that I made, and I want to carve this outer profile. You know, I would bring this up. And this is called a draw horse, by the way. You can buy these. But I just made my own out of scrap lumber from a deck job I did. So I gotta see what I'm doing here. called the draw horse. Like I said, these are the draw knives. They're specifically made for doing stuff like this. Now that it's up higher, if I was to do a bowl, you know, I can have more precision on it by holding it in place. But you just put your feet on there and that gravity keeps it in place, and then I can whittle away on these sides and do what I gotta do to cut out this bowl. Just the rough dimensions, you know, before I start doing it by hand. You know, do the other side, turn it around. You can see the little shavings coming off. And pretty much, it's already done. And then, to do the inside of the bowls, I made this here. It's called an adze, a bowl adze. You know, I mean, you basically take that bulk out. If you're doing a big bowl, you know, it's cutting that all this roundness. You know, I could show you better on a bigger bowl. Obviously, I didn't use this for a smaller bowl, but they do make smaller adze, and then when you get it down to where you want it, you use here what's called a bowl carving knife, and it's specifically made, you know, to get in there and carve that wood deeper or whatever you got to do. See, something like this, that's what you use to make wooden spoons and bowls. And I'm gonna make a Kuska video. I'm actually gonna make a Kuska that you drink coffee out of. You know, that the Swedes and the Finns are known for. But this will take this off quick. You know, refining your shape with this after you use the bowl adze to get out the bulk of it. You know, to get your curved sides and whatnot. But I got a lot of videos coming in the spring or in the summer, guys. I'll be out in the woods in my backyard. I got 6 acres out back, and I want to make a hobo shack and do some cowboy cooking and all kinds of great shit. But yeah, this will take it off to refine it. Really nice. I made this probably about 3 years ago. I gave it to the mother-in-law. She put her candies in it, and then she passed away a couple years ago. And I got some friends that are chefs. I made them, you know, some stuff. So, all right, let me get my my shop stool here, and I'll sit down and BS with y'all. But you can pick these up at garage sales. They always show up, you know. I mean, majority of my tools I got at garage sales. If I didn't make them myself. But I want to make me I actually have a real small adze, or a draw knife. But I want to make an in-between, about that long, probably about a 8-inch blade on it. I'll show a video on that this summer too, because I definitely want to make one. But, and then I'll switch this around here. And I got my knife case all cleaned out. Now I got to take some of my knives out. I'm getting dust in there, so I made me a little display for my Remington bullets here. Got my, you know, some of my cool knives up here. I love the Germans and the charades. These are charades here. My Bucks 119 series, and you know, and then I got the knives I made right in here. And the first ones, Buck 110s in the back that I custom modded. There's my pipe wrench knife, and my fighting knife, and my neck knife. Then I got other knives like the Puko one I made here, and its sheath. I did a video on that on my channel, and uh, there's my Morocco that I made. I bought the blade and made the handle for it. And then some of my other knives, my fillet fishing knives, and down here a couple diving knives, some old implements, an old razor strop, and an old hand sharpener, and a diving knife, and I got the Martini Finland fillet knives, along with the one for 1965 that was made the year I was born at the original sheath. J. Martini made them for Rapla in Finland because they're Finland company. But I got I got an open spot here. I think I'm gonna put my traditional folders back in there. There's my Swiss Armies and stuff that I made. But then over here I got my stags again, my case stags, my clasp in the back there. That one I modified there. I redid it. I did a video on my page about it. Restored this case whaler, and then I did the bushcraft or the scout knife, the case scout knife. I got my scouts up there, Boy Scout knives. And of course, we got my boot camp picture, right? There I am in the middle, in the back. You can see my mug right in the middle of the camera. Tallest guy there. So, anyways, my cases are over here. I can't show you what's over there because I'll get booted off of here. There's my dummy. Hey, dummy. But there's this fish net I made, and my Rambo knife. I got what Cornbread was showing tonight. That was made in India. And it's got silver wrapping on the handle. And then, of course, I got all my other knives. This whole 3 knife cases are full of knives. These are all my pocket folders. I got some spare parts in here. But yeah. Anyways, let me go back to my computer here. Sit at my PC and BS a little bit with you all. I appreciate your patience, and I hope you've got something from my video tonight. And I'll take that thing apart, and I'll make a video of actually making a handle for it and send it to Big Jim, Barlow Jim, the Barlow Brigade. And get that going for him. So there'll be 2 videos, me making it and then Jim reviewing it when he gets it. But let me put my thing back up here. I hope I didn't lose y'all. Okay, here I am. All right. Let me turn the camera on here. Howdy, folks. Did you get anything useful out of that? Did you enjoy it? Should I do more? Not tonight, obviously, or today, I should say. Oh, come on. I'm wrapping my phone with a rubber band so it don't fall off on me. Sorry about that. Now I got the chats popping up on my phone. Oh, come on. Sorry, folks. I'll get situated here. Hide all messages. There we go. All right, I'm good to go now. So, oh, what the hell? What the heck? I get my screen on pause here. It was fun? Okay, cool. Come on. All right, what's going on here? Hello? I didn't quite get it all the way forward. All right, that should do it. Come on, play. What am I doing here? Wow. All right. I also got my laptop over here. I can look at messages too. All right. So who's all with me still? How much to make one? You all haven't said much. I guess you were a bit too busy watching me or something, but so did any of you get anything off that Swiss Army knife? That was pretty cool, I think. A lot of guys don't know all the versatility of a Swiss Army knife, what it can be used for in the wild and in survival situations. I'll have a lot more videos of every tool that's on that thing and what everyone's used for. So who's with me still? You'll get a collection like that, like my collection. You just got to keep at it, you know. I didn't really seriously start collecting knives till about 3.5 years ago. I only own like 20, 30 knives. And then I just went on a buying sprint, you know, every garage sale, every flea market, every antique store. I go to here's a tip for you. I go to all the Ace Hardwares around the Chicagoland area. And before I go, I'll call them up and say, hey, you got any case knives for sale? Because, you know, for almost 100 years, Ace Hardware has been selling case knives. And some of these older Ace Hardwares that you'll find, they don't sell them as much anymore. You know, there ain't as much knife enthusiasts in the construction world anymore for some reason. So they're not pushing enough of them to even actually sell them. So some of these Ace Hardwares will put in the back room, you know, what's left over in a case and just leave it. Or they'll have knives that's been sitting 15, 20 years and nobody's bought them, maybe one or two of them. But, you know, and some of them will replenish what gets sold. And they don't get rid of the case knives or stop selling the case knives, whether they go off the shelf or not. And Ace is known for not keeping things on the shelf that don't sell. But you can find some Ace Hardwares if you call them up in advance, you know. Yeah, we got them, you know, especially the older ones. Try to find the old Aces that's been around in the neighborhood for like 50, 60 years. And sometimes you can find 15, 20-year-old knives, brand new, never been held, still in the case for sale. And I've got many of them for like $20 on sale, $15 on sale. You know what I mean? Knives that would sell on Deep South for 150. I'm getting them for 15, $20. I bought a peanut knife, mint, with bone, and it cost me $23 out the door. Never been used. What up, Claude? Welcome. Did you miss my performance here already? You're good at that. Bushcraft still here? That's cool. Yeah, it's getting late, folks. It's 4:06. 4:46. They moved the clocks ahead. Yep. My Big Ben here ain't telling the right time right now. It's an hour late. Spring ahead. That means spring is sprung. We're going to be in the 70s here Monday, and I think, no, Friday and Saturday this coming weekend will be 72, and then the next day 74. Hallelujah. I get ready to start cultivating my garden and build my chicken coop. Told the wife I'm not messing around. I'm getting 2, maybe 3 dozen chickens. And I love to shoot the coyotes that come around with my AR-15. That's going to be a blast. They'll be watching my chickens, and I'll be watching them. But I'll put them in at night, and they'll stay caged up. We get the coyotes howling in my backyard all the time. I've been here. You just ain't looking at my message I've said anything. Let me see here. Let me scroll up, brother. You've been here. Okay, well, it doesn't let me scroll all the way up to your last message for some reason. Maybe my laptop will. So, yeah, I mean, the Swiss Army knife, man. You know, it just so many uses out of it, and I want to show it off. But let me get this thing out, put back in the sheath here real quick. So yeah, there it is, folks. I'm ready to kill any feral hog or even a black bear with that baby. White-tailed deer, you know. I've literally walked up on white-tailed deer. I could punch them right in the head. You know, I've mastered the art of still hunting. You know, and I do that with my traditional bows. I got a Hoyt longbow that I use, and I shoot solely instinctively. I've learned to hunt. I've learned to stalk years ago. How to stalk big game. You know, undetectable. They can't see me coming. They can't smell me. They can't hear me. They cannot see my body outline. You know, and that's just something that you learn, you know, when you're young. You hunt in the woods. You know? I always loved a good challenge in the woods. You know, I got to the point I didn't want to pheasant hunt with my Remington 870 Wingmaster for pheasant and rabbit anymore. So I started hunting them with my bow. And I tell people, you know, I could take a pheasant out in flight easily. You know, I can limit on pheasant with a bow. Running, flying, or still. Because I learned to shoot instinctively and do it. And they don't believe me. I've had a buddy come with me. I said, well, let's go hunting. I'll take you out. When they see me I got the flu arrows, you know, they got the 5 veins on them that are about that wide instead of the common, you know, turkey quills. And I make all my own arrows and shit. And I shoot one of them pheasants in flight with one of them flu arrows. My buddy just looked at me like, no fucking way, man. He was right. But you know what? It takes a lifetime of growing up and doing it. It's not something you're going to learn overnight. But if you consistently shoot a good year or so doing it, you'll be able to do it too. It's all about instinctive shooting. You learn how to instinctively shoot, no sights, pull and let loose. I pull my arrow out, I anchor it at my mouth, you know, and where my finger's pointing is where that arrow's going to go. And I'm not looking at my finger, I'm looking at what I want to hit. And you get a consistent draw to where that your anchor point is, you know, on the target where it needs to be. So when you release that arrow, boom, it's on him. But it's a skill that you got to learn. Here's that wooden peg, took it out, and now the blade will just come right up. So if you want to get something great for your bug out bag, this is great. But I would put some Teflon spray on it, even some wax, or you know, some light oil, and just let that go in the sheath with it, you know. And then just carry this if you don't want to put it in your bug out bag, out in survival situations. If you go out in the wild and you want to have a possible spear with you, there you go. Like I said, $49.95. You can get these from Work Tough right now in Knife Center. They sell them, or what Work Tough's website. Yeah, Joe, it was a spear. I showed you how I made it with the bush with my draw knife table, my draw horse, and that I use to make bows. But you don't need that. Like I said, you could take two branches that are approximately like that, you know, out in the wild, and you can wedge this in there and then just pull it into your body or lean your body into it, and just take your bush scrap knife, just scrape the bark off. You don't even have to do that, you know. You can leave the bark on it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. I just did it to show you how I work on this table, but you know, take your try to stay away from a knot, folks. I mean, but I made it work. I drilled 2 holes through it with my bit. I showed you how to put a Swiss Army knife on here for a spear. There's many ways to make a spear in the wild. And you can bring this to a point, you know what I mean? And kill something if you had to. Big Jim must have retired for the night, huh? Oh, there he is. Barlow Brigade. Well, this video tonight was in part of Big Jim Barlow Brigade. Check out his page. Give him a like and a sub, folks. Good man, great people, great knives, great times. He's straight up on the Barlows. He loves his Barlows and he loves his Smoky Mountain Knife Works knives as well. The help me out here, Jim. The oh God, why am I so stumped, Jim? He's not here anymore, I don't think, though. I lost him. I had to scroll back down to my message. Yeah, go give Big Jim the Barlow Brigade. Give him a like, folks. Great people, man. He lives in 3 miles away from Deep South Cutlery in Mississippi, right 20 minutes from the Gulf. Great guy. Barlow Brigade. I have my camera in reverse, so the Barlow Brigade. Check him out. Give him a sub, and let's get him over 1,000. He's at about 750 right now. Wonderful man. Got all kinds of great things to talk about. And he tells you straight up. He loves the let me get one out. I keep forgetting the damn name. He loves the Rough Riders. Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Yeah. Here's a Rough Rider I got here. Ooh, man, this is tough pull here. Never been used. Rough Rider Elephant Toe. They're exclusively sold through Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and you can get them online through Rough Riders. Always ready, Elephant Toe. And I got another one from him. And I got these from Claude, by the way, Claude Williams. This one's a Hammer brand, actually. Bigger one. I'm into the Elephant Toes now. And then this one is crazy. This is another Rough Rider. I think I got this one from you, Claude. 2 of these I got from you. I think one I bought in not New Bern. What's that other town? 5 minutes from your house? Man. Havelock. This is a Rough Rider here. 4 blades on it. It's got the Rough Rider acorn on it. Yep. Gotta be careful with these blades, boy. It's got all half stops. These things are nice. I love the Elephant Toes. Man, you could do some damage with that, couldn't you? Yep, the Rough Rider, Justin. You know, and he also loves bluegrass cutlery. This thing's got some snap, boy. But real quick, Justin. Here's all my charades, buddy. Can't have them. Ugh. I like this thing here. What is this thing? It's a doctor's knife. German bull. This is a handmade German bull doctor's knife. Never been used. Love it. German stainless, handmade. German Bull brand, it's called. It's not the Bulldog brand, the other German company by Parker. This is German Bull. This is actually from Germany. Well, so is the Parker knives, but you know, I love that little knife. What the heck do I got here? Some of these I haven't looked at in so long. Steel Warrior. I think this is a Chinese knife. What the hell does that say on it? Steel Warrior. Say in the back. 440 stainless. Some of these knives I don't even know what they are. And it doesn't say where it's made. That's crazy. So I assume it's made in China, right? Kind of like a Whittler. Y'all falling asleep on me? Cat got your tongue? Brother, I've been here. You just haven't asked any messages. Oh, you still here, Claude? Here's a couple case knives for you. For every one of these you buy, they plant a tree somewhere in the world. This is the Woodchuck series by Case. They're wooden scales with the American flag on them. I had this set of 3 at one time, and I traded one of them, but pilot test run by Case. It says in the back here, Woodchuck, buy one, plant one. So every one of these knives that were bought, Case planted a tree somewhere in the world. And I still think that program goes on today. These are both lockbacks, made by Case, pilot tested. Everybody must be getting tired. It's getting late. But I'm a late goer. Here's a little Buck Bantam. This is actually given the 125th anniversary of my Carpenter's Local 174. That was an anniversary issue by my hall. Our hall's been around 125 years. 1900. You're here, Honolulu. Two hours. Now this one here, I think it's a Chinese knife. Look at this little guy. Little peanut. It's not a Case. Roper. You ever hear Roper knives? got the roper shield. That's turquoise scales. Here's one of the first knives ever in my collection, when I only had like 30 knives. This guy's been around the longest with me. 440, the Ruco 440, made in Spain. It's antler stag with a brass bolster. It's the Ruco. Got dirt on it. Never been used, or have I? I might have used it once or twice. But yeah, look at the patina on them scales, on that stag. It's old. I probably had this knife for 40 years. Nine Eastern to 9 Central. You betcha. Now here's one. Another lockback, and this is the actual bone. I might trick this one out. Oh, this is a roper. So I know where I got that other one. Roper. I actually got a short on my channel on this. And the Roper company, they got some cool knives. You know, they're made in China, but you know what? They're made for a veteran-owned company. The guy that owns the company is a U.S. veteran. And a lot of his proceeds to his knife company goes to the veterans. So if you want to support the troops in the United States, go ahead and purchase some Roper knives, right? Yeah, Roper. You'll see the website on the knife case that I have in a short on this knife. You can get the website off of that and see the rest of the knives. I think I showed like 3 or 4 of their different knives. They got some cool knives. And hey, $20, folks. I mean, that's cheaper than a Baron Son. But a Baron Son's made in America. But still, at least you're supporting a cause, troops with this. You know, like 40% of the sales of these knives go directly to the, you know, wounded warriors and the, you know, post-traumatic stress disorder troops, you know, that come back from the wars. I also go to Cracker Barrel. You all talking about Cracker Barrel earlier. Over there, they got the OHT, the Operation Hat Trick, with the U.S. flag on the coffee mug. Beautiful mug with a rubberized gripped handle and the raised steel American flag on it, and then the hat that matches with the camouflage pattern with the U.S. flag on it. Operation Hat Trick. So, you know, a lot of the proceeds from that at Cracker Barrel go to the troops as well. So I'm a member of the Operation Hat Trick. This little guy here, Hammer brand, I think. This is a tiny one here. Yeah, that's where I got it. Tractor Supply, brother. Ropers are at Tractor Supply, or you can go on their website. I bought my ropers here at the Tractor Supply that's 10 minutes from me. And they got a beautiful Tractor Supply that me and Claude's been to. In Morehead City, I think. Was it, Claude? Or was it Havelock? I think it was Morehead City. Yeah, over there by the lumberyard where we got your material for your deck when I was there. You know, every time I go to North Carolina, I got to do work on Claude's house. He takes advantage of this retired carpenter. He ain't no dummy. 4 years ago, I did his floor at his whole house, all laminate flooring. And then last July when I was there, I did his whole deck for him, redid it for him. But I love him, so I take care of him. And then, let me see. I love the fishing knives. Look at this guy. The pearl, what do they call that? Delrin? I love a good fishing knife. I've got several of these, probably about a dozen of them. And I find the ones with the really cool scales on them. Look at this. Isn't that cool? I think it's like that cellulose plastic wrap, they call it. Like the old original plastic before that was the modern plastics of today. And these things were known for shrinking. With age, they shrink. But this one here is an Imperial Province, USA, about 1950s. Single blade. Got the bottle opener and the descaler. There's no fish hook puller though. I got some of them by K-Bar. When am I coming to your house? You live in North Carolina, Lloyd? I'm there every year. Just about every year. Me and the wife got married and we got our marriage license in Johnston County, North Carolina. And we got married on the old foundation after they took out Cape Hatteras and moved it up 1,500 feet, 1,500 yards. But when that lighthouse was originally built on the East Coast there, it was built within 1,500 yards of the ocean. And the ocean eroded away to where it was like 10 feet away from it, so they had to move it. And I actually, after we got married and I got home, I got married right in the old foundation where it sat originally. And Claude's wife is my wife's best friend, and she was the maid of honor, and Claude's son, Claude Jr., was actually Claude is Claude Jr. And so his son is Claude the third. He was my best man, and his wife Becky was in our wedding, the three of them. And it was on the Outer Banks, of course, in the town of Buxton there. So I got married in North Carolina, got my marriage license there, and here's another cool one. I love these cool color fishing knives. Here's a smaller pearl, like the big one. Got the big one and the small one. I think these are both Imperial. Hammer brand. They both hammer brand. Imperial Province, well, basically the same. Imperial Province and the hammer brand. This one's actually older. And it's got the USA on the right with the arm. That means this is 50s. Then the Imperial came along around the 70s. And this is a double blade. I think it's got the fish dehooker, scaler, bottle opener. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the Texas toothpicks, right? This would be the large Texas toothpick, actually. And this is the medium Texas toothpick. And then I actually have a few Texas toothpicks. But I would like to get more of them for my collection. What's this old one here? Kingston. An old Kingston Whittler? That's old, like 50s. Barely make out the Kingston on the blade. Kingston IA. Something IA. Yeah. Where you live at, Lloyd? Oh, look at the scales on this one. They're actually clear. Then you look at the front, it's got like a leopard stripes on it. This is a mini. I don't know if it's a fish knife. No, this would be a mini Texas toothpick. And I think this is an Otter brand. Let me check it out. .440 stainless, Copperhead Creek, and it says China on the back of the blade. So it's got a king cobra head underneath it. Cool. California now, sadly. Lloyd, did you like live around Illinois or what? I know you, but now sadly you're in California. Are you the same Cobbs that I grew up next to? Related to them? In Wilmington, Illinois? Old Bill Cobby, his wife drove him to drinking, his second wife, and he ended up shooting himself. He had a standoff with the cops, and he didn't want to get taken in by the cops, so he shot himself in the head. Wonderful guy. So were you related to Bill Cobb? Remember Bill and Nanette Cobb from Wilmington? Bill divorced Nanette probably after I moved out of the neighborhood in the, I don't know, like late 80s. He remarried, moved to the town of Braceville. This is my only Case Texas toothpick right here. This is my pride and joy. That's real pearl. This is a mini Texas toothpick. And it has Texas toothpick on it, the state of Texas. It's number 2298. And it's from this. There's no dots on it. Yeah, there is dots. I can barely read it. Let me see what year. Case SS USA. Case. Barely make it out. Case XX. USA. 1965 to 69. This thing's never been used. Got the state of Texas on it. Says Texas toothpick. Case Texas toothpick in the state of Texas. Found it at a flea market for $25. This is my favorite, and I take this fishing with me every time I go. Every time I go, I have it with me. I believe this is my Western fishing knife. I made the molded sheath for it. You can see the stone, it's even molded around the stone for sharpening your hooks. I do a lot of fly fishing. You can see it behind me. All the flies I've tied for my fly fishing. They're on a magnetic foam board on my door, so when I get ready to leave, I'll grab a box and throw what I want for the day in there. But yeah, this is my Western from Boulder, Colorado. And then I made a front pocket dump sheath with the ulti-clip on it. I just clip that right in my pocket or in my vest for fly fishing right here. And that ulti-clip keeps it secure anywhere I put it. I make these if anybody wants one made. Still with me, Essie? Justin? 5:18 here. It's got to be 6 o'clock there, huh? Yeah, I can't wait to make a knife handle of this for Big Jim. And it's going to be cool. Probably make it a little bit longer just so he can get his whole hand. He's got big hands like me, so. I'm thinking of maybe making a coffin bill. I think a coffin bill would be cool on this. Don't you think, Justin? Okay, all the questions froze. Nobody's talking. Anybody still here? Yay or nay? Need to wrap this up, I think. Well, I guess that's it, folks. I was going to show some more knives, but... Oh, Claude's sleeping, huh? My favorite fishing knife, Claude. Western, Boulder, Colorado. I made this pocket dump sheath for it. Clip it right in my front pocket or in my wader vest when I go fly fishing. Got the fish hook sharpener on it and bottle opener and de-hooker. I use that thing a lot, boy. I never use the descaler because I don't need to fish from with the skin on it. But yeah, mint shape. My favorite fishing knife. Goes with me every time. I don't care if I'm in the boat. It's in one of my pockets. Sometimes you get in a bind with them hooks, you know what I mean? That thing will take a treble hook right out of a bass's inner throat. Yeah, it is. You're the only one hanging with me now. Everybody else gave her hell, man. I think both my moderators are sleeping now. They're not responding. I started late. What was it, 3 o'clock when I started? I've been on for 2 hours, 16 minutes. Yeah, almost exactly 2 hours. Yep, 2 hours, 16 minutes I've been. So I made another mess in the shop floor here. How'd you like that video, though? I mean, making that spear, though, Claude. Did you like that? This country boy can survive. I got about 350 hours to go, Claude, to hit 4,000. All right, Paul. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to be live again for the giveaway. I'm going to be making a vertical draw molded sheath for, not molded, a pancake sheath for your belt. And I'll be giving that away tomorrow night, 9 p.m. my time. So ring the bell and get notified, and you can take a chance at winning it. Claude's going to win sooner or later. But I don't think Claude would want anything to do with it anyway. Yeah, the branch spear. You know, and there's times when, you know, you never know. Might come time where, hey, you're stuck in the woods, man, and that's it. You got to get the hell out of there. You don't have a Victorinox up with you. You know, I showed everybody how to make a spear out of the Victorinox first, and then I used this for what it was intended for. Now the guy wants me to make him a handle for it, which is no problem. Okay, Paul, later, buddy. Thanks. Appreciate it. Share and like my page. Share it with everybody, please. Yep, you too. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for your support. My goal is to hit 100,000 subs by this time next year. And I'll do it. I'm working on a program now for YouTube that'll start getting me 100 subs a week. The last 28 days I've gotten 438 subs. And my analytics, Cloud, I'm above average on everything. Way above average. YouTube's telling me you're incredible. You're doing incredible, man. You're way above your average. Your content should hit about 1.8 to 2%. I'm well over 3%, and all my content above average. So this program is going to help me get 100 a week minimum. Yeah, that's it too. And I gotta have content nobody else has. You know what I mean? I gotta make things. People just love watching things being made. They, like I said, this summer in my back 6 acres, I'm gonna be doing some bushcrafting back there in video, and I'll have some night lights and be set up. I want to build a hobo shop back there, or a hobo shed. Made out of timber that I drop and make a hobo shed and start doing some cowboy cooking and everything back there with my cast iron pots and pans. It's going to be cool. One of the top 5 YouTube channels out there on YouTube right now, out of the top 10, top 5 is bushcraft. People love the bushcraft. There's a guy that has a bushcraft channel. He makes over $200,000 a month doing it. I don't expect to get that high. This guy lives in Alaska, so everybody loves a good Alaskan bushcrafter, right? But I'm going to target the higher percentage areas with my knife making, my leather making, my bushcrafting. Got to have that bushcrafting in there, because I can teach anybody any bushcrafting that you can see on YouTube. I've got the skills. Like basic implements to catch a fish in the local streams by here, right? Show people how to do it in a survival situation. How to catch the food, catch the fish, and then I'll clean it right there and eat it. Even if you do the same content, as long as yours is more interesting than yours, that's what counts. Yeah, exactly. So I'm working hard at it. This is my retirement gig, right? I wanna excel in it. I wanna rise above and beyond most people in this community. And it's possible. I can make 5-6 grand a month doing this, within a year's time. So it's just how hard I want to push it. Kim's already bitching. You're down there in the shop all night long. You don't come up to me. I do now. I'll go up there for a few hours with the dogs and lay down with them and be with her, watch a movie or two. Then I come back down here and do most of my shit when everybody's sleeping. And you're just sleeping all the time. You never know when you're awake. But yeah, did you see that flay knife I got? That's badass, man. Be looking for me, Clyde. Go to that flea market in Newport there and see if you can find any around. This one here is the advertised on TV by Al Linder. See that? The Chicago Cutlery folding fillet knife. They got them in different sizes. They even make sheaths for them. I thought the same thing to someone who lied my content. Yeah, right. I hear you there. But man, I'd be on the phone with eBay or YouTube. I wouldn't mess around. And I'm sure you're probably not messing around either. And it's disgusting that somebody would do that to somebody such a nice person like you. You know what I mean? These people ain't got nothing better to do than report stupid shit like that. Unfortunately, you got caught up in it, and I'm sure others do. Justin's like, I hope you don't get caught up in it. Well, hey, I'm not gonna purposely get caught up in it, but if I do, YouTube's gonna hear from me. Believe me. I actually traded that large side buster from Baron Son, the rosewood handle one that I carved a spine on. I traded it for this. This thing's mint. It's never been out of this package. He's had it in the shop for like 8 years, and nobody's bought it. And when I found it about 4 months ago, I hid it tucked away behind a display case so nobody could find it. Then I went in there and traded him my American-made Baron Son for it. He took it. Thing's sweet, ain't it? Chicago cutlery. Everything's backwards, man. Upside down, too. Chicago cutlery. What does it say there? The Traveler, it's called. And they actually make the sheaths for these, too. You can get them with or without, but this came in this plastic case, unopened. So, yeah, bushcraft, man. Hey, did you get through it and everything, too? Are you back at it, or did you finally get through to YouTube and get things settled up, or what? You been jumping through the hoops lately? So I paid like, with shipping, $95 for that Baron Son, and he had like 110 on this, so he let me have it for the trade. But you could probably find one at a flea market, around you, pawn shops or something like that. You see any of these Chicago cutlery ones, and they're different sizes. They make them bigger than this, and they make them smaller. But this thing here, I'll take it back out and show you. I want to get one that's, in lesser shape than this. I'm going to leave this one in this case and not use it. It's going to be on display here. But, yeah, I mean, this thing's got a half stop. Boom, look at that. And then the blade, I would love to use it. It's like really flexible, just like a good Rapala. You know what I mean? And the handle is perfect. The shape. I never knew that Chicago Cutlery actually made these until the Knife Doctor had one he showed on his page. And he absolutely loves it. He has a sheath for his. And his ain't mint like mine, but still great shape like mine. And he actually carries it. Well, like I said, this one specifically is from the 70s. These were in the Chicago Cutlery traveling salesman's briefcases. They had them with the leather briefcases with all the rolls in it, with all the different knives that they offered. And they offered all kinds of different knives, not just kitchen knives. And the 3 different sizes of this was in the display. But you could find them around, like I said, probably find one at a flea market or an antique store for about $30-$40 probably. But in this good a condition, never used, you're probably going to pay close to $100 if somebody knows what they're going for. You know what I mean? But you'll find them around cheap. Just be on the lookout for them. Chicago Cutlery, the Traveler. I'll send you the money on that ASAP. I want one to carry on me, especially when I fish. Yeah, it is a great fillet knife, man. It's very flexible. I mean, I'm tempted to use it, but I won't. I will find another one sooner or later. I might even look on eBay tonight. Let me see if I can find one here. Oh, shoot. Just to see how much they're going for. Chicago Cutlery. Here we go. Oh, yeah, look at this. There's a Chicago Cutlery kitchen knife selling for like, what was that, $14.99? Okay, here's one for $53 on eBay. And the new one for $202.99. Sheath for 80. Yeah, you looking on eBay now? I am too. Where did it go? I just searched for it. Why is it gone? What in the hell? Here it is. $53. And no sheath. Ah, let me see here. There is one there, a knife and a sheath for 80. Oh, look at that. The one I got, $300. Rare Chicago Cutler Traveler Allender P25 SB10. Mine is the P25B. P25B is the one I got. Oh, this one has a sheath for $300, yeah. One for $49. P25 like mine. 83 vintage Chicago Cutler. I wonder what year that is. Let me see here. I gotta click on it and see. Does it say the year? Oh, walnut, brass leather, and stainless mint. 1980, circa 1980, Bud. That's what I was telling you, looking above my message. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the one with the sheath. And I want to get the one with the sheath. But I'm not going to pay $300 for it. I might. But not right now. So anyways, let me see what else they got here. Here's one for $200. PS25 SB10. I don't have the SB. I got the B. Yeah, so there's not many of them on here. So I'd imagine mine's worth at least 200. So if we sprung ahead, that means it's going to get daylight now at 5:45 instead of 6:45. Man, I'm moving up on daylight now. That means the tournament fishing will be starting out on that water by 6 o'clock. Yep, I see that. You told me the message. New one for 200 and $299. Yep. There's some cool ones in here. Chicago Cutlery boning play knife, 5-inch blade wood handle, S2S VTG for 23 bucks. They're used, but you can really collect a lot of these. I like the set here for 35. That's pretty cool. There's one there, a knife end sheet for 80. I gotta scroll down and find it yet, I think. Haven't found it. Was it on page 2? That's what I told you. That's what I was telling you. Look above my message. Yeah. Yep. So, that's on eBay. Let me see where else I could find it. Oh. Rambo cooking knife. Rambo cooking knife. Thinking we're gonna catch a little in the P. It's AP before it gets daylight. I'll see you tonight though. Oh, so you know what? I think it gets daylight an hour later here now. Okay. So if it's just now getting daylight for you, that means it'd be another hour for me. All right, Claude. I'm gonna get off here. It's been long enough. 2.5 hours. Better than 8 hours last night. But I'm getting closer to my watch hours, man. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later. Love you, brother. Peace.